Hello everyone, welcome to Desert Succulent, and for today we're gonna be featuring Echeveria Rosularis. This is one of those succulents that is best known because of its unique na color. It is only one of those succulents na meron nitong lighter shade ng brown, and you would also notice na it has this dominant leaf margin sa kanya, parang whitish or light brown in color, which now gives the succulent an outlined na leaves. Because of its color, madalas na mapagkamalan na ito yung ating brown sugar, but yung ating Echeveria brown sugar is totally different from these plant. Yung ating brown sugar kasi, they also have this unique na shape, and usually yung kanilang leaves are elongated as compared dito sa ating mga rosularis na hindi siya elongated, medyo narrow yung pinaka-tips, and as it goes outward, nagiging wider yung kanyang leaves. What I like most about this succulent is yung kanyang pinaka-flower. What you are seeing right now is the actual flower of this Echeveria. Unlike for other succulents na very colorful yung kanilang flowers, this one, yung kanyang flower is very unique kasi mukha siyang mini version nitong ating succulent mismo. Usually yung kanilang flower will grow sa pinakataas ng kanilang stem or sa gilid ng kanilang stem, but in my case, sa pinakataas or pinakadulo ng kanyang stem siya tumubo. Ayan, you would see the stem, and ito na nga yung kanyang pinaka-flower. We just need to give this a couple of weeks para humaba palalo yung kanyang flower stalk. Pero I also see one na flower sa gilid naman siya tumubo. It's about to grow na din. Ayan, ganyan ang kanyang itsura. We have to put this in an area where it's gonna be receiving at least 4 to 6 hours of sunlight every day. And in any case that we will be putting them indoors, then we have to put it in an area where they will get a lot of sunlight, probably next to a windowsill, kasi without this highlight, they will likely begin to stretch out their tight rosette na form. And you would see naman na itong ating rosularis is medyo ethioulated siya dito sa pinaka-bottom na leaves. Ayan, medyo okay pa siya. Medyo magkakadikit nga yung kanyang leaves. But as we go upwards, ayan, makikita ninyo there's really a big gaps in between sa kanyang leaves. For the past 2 weeks kasi, as we renovate their greenhouse, is nalagay ko siya sa isang low light na area, and as a result, ang bilis niya nga mag-ethioulate. So, itong ethioulation na yan is already permanent. Kahit na-expose natin ito sa full sunlight, hindi magdidikit-dikit itong ating mga leaves. Pero, we would be expecting na yung kanyang new growth dito sa pinakataas na would be compact forming if we will continuously give it yung ating sufficient na sunlight. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo from afar, parang ang tangkad nitong ating Echeveria, it's because nag-ethioulate nga siya doon. But nevertheless, I'm enjoying yung kanyang pinaka-itsura ngayon kasi it's very difficult for us to have an Echeveria na ethioulated, but at the same time, they still look gorgeous. Watering them is all about letting the soil dry out completely before soaking it. And also we have to aim the water at the soil surface rather than pouring it over the Echeveria leaves. Kasi if water becomes trapped nga sa kanyang pinaka-rosette, then we might be having some problems. But sometimes I do water yung kanilang pinaka-leaves to get rid of some dirt or dust na nag-collect sa kanyang pinaka-leaves. If, for example, ayaw nyong magdilig dito sa pinaka-top part, what you can do is try yung ating bottom watering, wherein ilalagay nyo siya sa isang container that has water. Ipapatang nyo lang siyang ganyan, and overnight, possibly you could leave it there. Pero I think yung ating bottom watering sometimes works best sa ating mga clay pots as compared to those na nakalagay nga dito sa ating plastic pots. This Echeveria requires excellent drainage, so we have to choose or make a potting mix that provides it. And if we're gonna be buying yung mga pre-made na succulent or cacti mix sa ating mga garden shops, then that would also be best. Pero kasi pag mag-aalaga tayo ng ating mga succulents, we also need to consider yung ating location kasi hindi lahat ng soil mix or pre-made soil mix na nabibili is ideal sa ating environment or location. Like here, again, I'm just using a typical na loam soil. For others, itong ating loam soil won't be good for them, but for me, it's my perfect na soil mix for my succulents. Propagating them could be done through their offsets or stem cuttings. Pwede rin yung ating leaf propagations, but I prefer nga yung kanilang pinaka-offsets. Here, I have a small na rosularis and it has offsets doon. Malaki ito before, pero since it has some issues with fungal infections, tinanggal ko lahat ng kanyang leaves and I decided nga to just leave yung mga medyo healthy pa na succulent, and right now it's still thriving naman. Itong mga ito, we can simply separate them, pero medyo maliit pa talaga sila and it's gonna be difficult for us to cut yung kanyang pinaka stem doon. So we will just be giving this a couple of weeks before we can finally remove itong kanyang pinaka offsets. For some other maintenance, we need to consider na these kind of plant or succulent grow toward their light source. So sometimes it's very difficult for us to keep nga yung symmetrical na growth niya. Sometimes it's leaning towards the left or sometimes it's leaning towards the right. And in order for us to resolve this problem, we can actually turn the pot once or twice a week. So for example, ang light source natin would be in this area. Then for these weeks, siguro ganyan lang siya. Then for the next coming weeks, we will just turn the pot halfway. Parang ganyan. Para pag lumalaki siya, balance yung kanyang growth. Hindi siya pa towards the left or pa towards the right. But in my case, that is not a big problem for me kasi since I put them in an open area sa pinaka-rooftop nga. So therefore, yung sun is just above them most of the time. You can also remove some dried leaves sa kanila, or you can just simply remove nga some of the dirt na nakakapit sa kanilang pinaka-leaves. And this is okay kasi this Echeveria is not coated with farina, kaya it's okay for us to keep on touching it. Sometimes may mga nakasiksik doon sa pinaka-loob. Can you see those? You can just simply remove them. If you have a brush, then that's better. You can also check for mealybugs, baka meron. And kanina nga, I kept on removing itong part na yan. I thought it's a mealybug, pero hindi pala. May tiny offset na tumubo sa dulo nga nitong ating leaf na ito. So we would be expecting na in the next coming days or weeks, may tutubong offsets dito mismo. And that's all for our Echeveria Rosularis. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You may also visit our Facebook page at Desert Succulent PH.